Hey there, this is Adam Davidson from Dental Digital. In this video, I just want to share with you a real quick and easy way to set up an Invisalign promotion on Facebook and Instagram. If you're currently in a position at the moment where you want to bring in new Invisalign patients, this method is something I've been using for a lot of dentists across the UK. It's been working really well. You'll need an ad spend of about £500 a month. It's around £15 or £16 a day, maybe a little bit more than that, whatever adds up to 500 overall. So not a lot of budget. And this should bring you in a lot of new inquiries for Invisalign in your local area. You could get anywhere upwards of 30-40 inquiries per month for Invisalign when you actually put this method together. Okay, so as you can see here in the background, I've said to promote to generate 30 plus leads per month for Invisalign. If I'm honest with you, this is being quite modest. Recently, especially the year of 2022, I've been seeing upwards of 40, 50, in some cases even 70, 80 leads per month for Invisalign, and I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, but this is something you and the team can do at your practice. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Obviously, I'm not going to go into the fine details here. I do have other videos on my YouTube that show how to do different bits and pieces, but this is just going to be going over the strategy in general. Okay, just to show you quickly a few, just to sort of prove that you can actually get these kind of results. If you actually look in the background here, if we look at the top image, you can see here the last 30 days in the top right. So since the 7th of March 2022 to 5th of April, which is currently the time of recording this, you can see here this account was spending £15 daily. It's an Invisalign campaign, and they generated 51 leads for Invisalign. This bottom one is again last 30 days, 7th of March to the 5th of April, and you can see these guys actually got 90 Invisalign leads in this account. And they actually had 17 implant leads. So this can work for implants as well. I'm focusing on Invisalign because that's what most dentists seem to be focusing on right now. But if you are in a position to promote implants, this can also work for implants or any other treatment really. And just to show you, last but not least, I've decided to sort of put together, or just to show you a testimonial that one of my clients sent me, just so you can understand it does actually work and the people that come through are high quality, especially if you set it up properly. You can see here I was giving an update to one of my clients. I've obviously blocked out their name and different bits for sort of privacy reasons. But as you can see, they're saying that they went from pretty much number 12 just a year ago in terms of Invisalign productivity in the area to now just number 3. And we've, in terms of them actually generating these leads, it's only really been for the last sort of 4 or 5 months. So you can see in that time, they've actually dropped from 12th to 3rd, and as you can see, they actually say themselves how effective the campaigns and strategy has been. So definitely something you can replicate, especially in the lead up to the summer. If you're in a position right now where you can grow and you are looking to bring on new patients, in the lead up to the summer you will see a lot of inquiries coming through because people are looking to improve their smile. They're looking to just pretty much improve how they look, how they feel in general. So it's a great time to promote any kind of cosmetic treatments, Invisalign being one of the main ones. Now, just to sort of go over what you'll need to do this strategy, sort of just, as a basic point of view here. First of all, you will need an additional offer on Invisalign. So it doesn't mean a discount on Invisalign itself. You don't need to knock money off Invisalign, but just have additions. So for example, offer a free consultation, but still take a deposit to make sure people turn up. But you can offer free consults to give a little bit of value there. You can also offer maybe free teeth whitening if they go ahead with treatment, and at the end of treatment, maybe free retainers or aftercare. Whatever it is that you want to add on, you can just come up with an offer that way. I wouldn't recommend discounting off Invisalign. You can do if you want. If you don't want to do that, you can just add on extras that they will get at the end of treatment. Okay, and it just makes the offer and makes what it is you're promoting that much more enticing to the people that are seeing your offer and your advertisements. Now, also, secondly, you'll need a Facebook and Instagram business page, which I assume that you have. If you don't, get in touch with me, I can show you how to do that. And thirdly, you'll need a Facebook business manager and ad account. So a Facebook business manager and an ad account is basically how or what it is that you need to actually run promotions and advertisements from your Facebook and Instagram pages. What I've done here, I've just sort of listed out how it works, and then obviously I'm going to show you how it works. You're going to need to be using, what you're going to be doing is you're using Facebook and Instagram advertising to promote Invisalign in your area. That's obviously a given. You're going to be using the lead form strategy, which I'll go over in a bit, and also you're going to be targeting a 10-kilometer radius around your practice. Now, Facebook targeting works in kilometers, so you'll want to be targeting around about 10 kilometers, give or take, which I'll go into a little bit later on in this video. Okay, so I'm going to take you through how to actually set up this promotion and what it looks like just from sort of an outside point of view. But just to give you a quick explanation, so what you're going to be doing is, like I said, you're going to be creating a Facebook and Instagram advertising campaign to promote Invisalign, and you're going to be using something called a lead form strategy. So there's many different things you can do on Facebook ads. You can use all different types of objectives. You can send people to your website. You can send people to a landing page. You can just run engagement advertising campaigns. But in this case, we're going to be running a lead form advertising campaign. Now, what a lead form campaign is basically where you set up a promotion, and when someone's actually interested and they actually decide to click on your advertisement, they will go to what's called a Facebook lead form, which is a small little pop-up that will come up on their screen, and it will ask them for their details. It will ask them for their name, number, and email. You can also ask them questions on the form as well to qualify people, which is something I recommend that you do. And it's just a great quick way of getting people's information without them having to go to any external site. So basically what you want to do is you want to come to what's called the ads manager, your ads manager. Now I won't go into how to get to that. If you know how to get to your Facebook page's ads manager, this is what you will see. You may have multiple campaigns here, but what you want to do is you want to click create, and then you want to go to lead generation here, okay? So as you can see, there's all these different types of objectives you can do, as I was saying, but in this case, you want to do lead generation. Now, obviously, once you've clicked that, you can just click continue and go to the next stage. And what you want to do is at this first sort of level, you just want to click next. Okay, so once you've clicked next, you will come to this stage, which is called the ad set. Now, this is where you can put in your location and decide who and where you put your campaigns in front of. Okay, so who you put your campaigns in front of and where you put your campaigns. So what you want to do is you want to target, like I said, either a 10-kilometer radius, give or take. Depends on where you're located, depends on how much population you have around you. I'll touch on that in a moment. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to scroll down, and also you want to set your budget on this stage as well. So as I said, you want to spend around £500 a month. So you want to spend maybe 16 or 17 pounds a day. Okay. Now, when you scroll down, this part is where you can put in your location. But first of all, you want to click people living in the location first. So you're only going to reach people who actually live in the area. Okay, because if you don't do that, you can get people who have traveled there, or you can kind of just get people from all over, which you don't want. You want local people who actually live in your local area. Okay, so you want to click that first, and then you want to type in your location. Now, I've already done this. This is just a location near to where I live, Thames Street, Moulton-on-Thames, just for the sake of this example. And when you put in your location, what will happen is you'll notice a check mark comes up on the map with a big blue circle of around 16 kilometers. This obviously you want to adjust, but this is what you will initially see. So what you want to do is you want to go here, and you want to go down to 10 kilometers. Okay. Now, depending on how many people there is within 10 kilometers, which you can see in sort of the bottom right hand corner here. So in this example, there's like 458,000 to 539,000 people who live here, which is quite a lot of people. So if you've got that many people, you really just want to sort of go down even more, because I've probably got a couple 100,000 people who live just within a 5-kilometer radius. So yeah, as you can see here, 110,000 to 130,000. That's the sort of range, the sort of population you want to be targeting, okay, in terms of the numbers. Obviously, it can be more than that if you want. If you're based in London, obviously it's going to be hard for you to get numbers down to this unless you target just like a 1-kilometer radius. That's fine. All I'm saying is anywhere between 5 to 10 kilometers, as long as you've got maybe 60, 70,000 up until a couple 100,000 people to target, that's perfect. Okay. So in this example, obviously I'm just doing a 5-kilometer radius. Now, what you also want to do is you want to change the age range, because with Invisalign, the best types of results, or the best types of demographic to target, is usually 19. What I've found anyway is 19 to either 50 or 55. And what you'll see is that will reduce your population even more. So you can see here now it's 87,000 to 102,000 people that we can reach. But that's still a good, healthy audience. So once you've done this part, now you can scroll down. I would suggest doing manual placements. Okay, untick audience network and only have Facebook and Instagram newsfeed ticked. Because when you have all the other placements ticked, Facebook will spread your budget out in all these different locations. Yes, you can still get good results, but where you're going to get the most attention is on the newsfeed. So you'd rather filter all of your budget into that one strategy and just have your ads coming up on the newsfeed. Okay, so you can untick everything other than these top two here, Facebook's newsfeed and Facebook and Instagram newsfeed, and then just click next. Okay, now once that's done, it's now time to actually set up the advertisement itself. So once you've done that, you've set up your targeting, you've set up your manual placements, you've set up your budget, you will click next, and then you will come to this part, which is actually where you will set up your advertisements. You can see here you've got primary text. This is the text that will show at the top of the advertisement. This is where you will showcase what it is you're offering. Then you've got your headline. This will show at the bottom. This can be just a simple, sort of catchy punchline, whatever that may be. It can just be Invisalign consultations at such and such practice. It can be anything really, okay? And then the description is just what goes underneath the headline. You don't really have to worry about that too much. You can put something in there if you want. And then the call to action is the actual button that you can choose. In my opinion, I would either choose learn more or book now. Those two button types are the ones that I've seen work the best, okay? Now, in terms of, so if we scroll down here, you can see that it says instant form. So this is the lead form part of the process. So this is where you will create your form that people will fill out. So if we click create form here, what will happen is, well, you can just name your form whatever, okay, just name it Invisalign campaign, and then you can choose whether you want more volume or higher intent. So do you want more leads or do you want a higher intent of lead? I have found either or works really. The higher intent, all it does is add another stage into the form for people to review their information. So you can click that if you've had experience getting lots of like time wasters through before. You can click that and and just get a higher intent of people, higher quality of people. But it doesn't make too much difference. And then you've got the intro part. Okay, so on the intro part, this is where you will type in what it is, okay, what the Invisalign offer is. So you can just be like Invisalign offer. Obviously, I won't go into it here. It depends on what it is you're doing. So, but what you want to do is you just want to have a headline, and then in the additional details, you just want to break down again what the offer is, okay? And then once you've got that there, then you want to tell people to go to the next steps. So you want to say, please answer the next few questions so we can get to know you a bit more and book you in, okay? Something along those lines. And the reason why you want to say that is because the next part is, as you can see here, questions. So you've already got your questions here, which, by the way, you want to add on phone number. So it asks for all three: email, full name, and phone number. But what you want to do is you definitely want to ask some custom questions. So what I have found works really well is asking the question like, or asking a question that goes along the lines of, do you know what Invisalign is and how it works? If you ask that question, people can confirm in their mind whether they actually know what it is they're going for here or what they're inquiring about. I've just seen it filter out quite a few people. Another question you can ask is, what's your current situation with your teeth and what it is you're looking to improve? Another question you can ask is, when are you looking to have treatment done? And you can give them a few options. And another thing you can even do, if you require a deposit, you can say, do you understand that you need to, or you can say something like, we do require a deposit to hold your position. This will be refunded on the day. And then you can just give them an option to say, yes, I understand. Okay, so, but it really can be any questions that you want. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 4 or 5 questions. In fact, 4 or 5 questions is quite a bit. I usually try to keep it down to 3, 4 maximum. But this will help you qualify people, okay? Because people will have to fill out these questions first and then fill out their information. Actually, another question, just as an additional point, a good question you can ask is, when is the last time you visited a dentist? A lot of the times, maybe you'll get people coming through who aren't actually suitable. Because they haven't seen a dentist in a while, they've got other issues. Of course, you would never know that, but sometimes it's good to ask that question as well, so you can sort of get an idea of who's coming through. But it totally is up to you. It's more a case of just asking questions, and if you ask questions, you're going to sift out a lot of time wasters. Once you're done asking your questions, you've got 3 or 4 questions there, or 2, however many. Then, like I said, you go to this part where you need to add on the phone number, because Facebook doesn't automatically ask for the phone number. Okay, you need to add this field on. So then you will get their full name, phone number, and email. And in this box here, you just want to tell them what this information's for. So you just want to say, we'll only use this information for, or to get in contact with you, to book you in, just something simple like that. But once this is done, you can then go to privacy. So this here, you can just add a link on your website, whatever the terms and conditions page is, whatever, right? It doesn't actually matter too much. You can just put a link to your website, or like I say, a terms and condition page, whatever it is, and just put that link there. Then the review screen. So this is the part where once they've filled out all the information, they will actually see this screen and they will basically confirm that what they've put in is correct. Okay, this is part of having the more volume option. The higher intent option. If you click the more volume option, you won't have this section here. Okay, and then the last part is completion. Okay, so the completion part is where basically they've already submitted their details. This is just basically saying thank you for submitting your details. Now, a quick bit of advice on this part is this is actually a really good opportunity to get them to call you. So what you can do is, you can see here it says call to action button. You can actually put call business, and you can put, obviously change this to the UK, and you can put, or if you are in the US watching this, you can obviously keep that the same, but In the UK, obviously, you need to change it because it automatically goes to US. What you'll do is you'll put your business number in there, and what will happen is you can see here, if I just put like any number in here, you'll see it will come up. What you'd have, well, I mean, that's the number they will call, and then you have to put the text in. So 01932, you can see that the number will come up here, okay, and it will be a big blue button on their phone that they can click and ring you straight away. And what I would recommend is in the description, I would push them to call you. So it'd be something like, thank you for submitting the form. We'll be in contact very soon. However, we are limited on spaces. In order to confirm your booking, if you call us right now, we'll be able to book you in for a slot that works for you. Something like that. Or sometimes practices even go take it further and offer some kind of voucher to something if they call now and book in. And what will happen is, rather than you having to chase people who's coming through, which if you've done this correctly will still work, you will often get a lot of people just calling you straight away anyway. Because the thing is, if someone's got time to fill out this form, it means that they're available at that particular time in the day. So if you give them an option to call you, a lot of them will call you. Okay, and then you're kind of covering both ends there. Anyway, that's how you do it. So once that lead form's done, you'll just click publish. Okay, and once that's done, you can then publish to campaigns. You can click at the bottom right. So if I just click off this here, so once this is done, I'll just click off this lead form. And then at the bottom, you'll say publish once that's all done there in place. And then once you've published campaigns, it will be live. It will actually go into review on Facebook, and then it should be live. If you want to know more on how to actually set up the advertisement itself, I do have a video that explains how to create killer advertisements. That's what it's called. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see that there is a video on there on how to create good ads, and it goes over what to write, in what structure, and also what kind of content to use and everything like that. So it goes over this section in complete detail. But yeah, so I would recommend to watch that if you're not really sure. Do watch that video, or you can just ask me personally and I can go over it with you personally. But yeah, I hope that helped. If you do that, this will definitely bring you in a lot of attention. Obviously, just last but not least here, when you create a form, what you want to do is you need to link up Zapier to your form. Okay, so Zapier, or Zapier, some people call it, is an online software you can use which links to your Facebook lead forms, and it sends the people's information to your practice email or to your CRM. If you use Dengro or SOE or whatever, you can automatically link the forms to go into that, so you actually receive their details, which is obviously very important. You need to receive these leads' details, and Facebook doesn't automatically do that. So you need to use Zapier and actually use that software to link people in to your softwares online, whatever it is you use, Dengro. Or if you don't use any CRM, you can actually just link it to go to people's email, to your team's email, to your practice manager's email, to your receptionist's email, so they can call them. Anyway, hope this helped. This has worked really, really well, and it will definitely bring you in a lot of new business.